My cellular data is being throttled right now. I've used up all of it. It seemed like the audio was good. I didn't watch the whole test video, but the amount that I did watch of the 2-minute video I tested seemed like the quality of the video is going to be horrible, but the audio is going to be good. And that's the main point of this. I mean, every once in a while, I'm like, ooh, hey, look, this is beautiful, which this is beautiful. But that was just for example. But just me talking, kind of like podcast style, let's talk. So, yeah, let's see. Let's talk about why everyone needs reusable shopping bags and why recycling. So let's get the shopping bags thing out of the way. If you're only here for that, you don't have to wait long. It's coming up now. So, first of all, I mean, there are all these great save the planet reasons. Use less plastic, which actually, you think gas prices are high? Part of that's because the gas or the petroleum is being used to make plastic. And that's where a lot of it is going. And that's why we are kind of sort of having problems finding it and almost running out and why the prices are so high. Part of the reason, anyways. So, yeah. You pretty much, that's part of the equation. But aside from the save the planet reasons, which are good, I support that. I'm not a trigger, but I support that. There's one reason that everybody can get behind, even if you absolutely detest save the planet. And that reason, sorry, I was distracted by kid on, walking with his walker, and there's just a kid going by on his skateboard, and I was just a little bit distracted by, oh no, how was I going to pass him by, sorry. Anyways, so, big reason why everyone should have a reusable shopping bag is reusable shopping bags don't break like regular shopping bags do. Plastic shopping bags, such as the one, oh my goodness. This is tilted already. I'm going to have to hold it in a funny way so it doesn't tilt. Not the most comfortable, but there we go. So, these bags, this one's pretty strong. You know, Panda and I think most restaurants do have pretty strong bags, but a lot of places are having thinner and thinner bags now. And aside from them being thin, they can eventually break, especially if you put a lot of weight on them, and especially if you're walking too. Like, taking a trip out to the car, and then from the car inside of the house or wherever, that works. But once we talk about, like walking home, I've had several Dollar Tree bags break on me. Those things are really thin. There was even a person who said that they didn't make it out to the car before their bags broke. So, yeah, reusable shopping bags are less likely to break. Now, but then, of course, on top of that, you do also get the great benefits of saving the planet. But if you don't want to save the planet, just get one so that you're not worrying about your shopping bag breaking. Seriously. It's a really, really good option. We've got a bunch that we use regularly. We love them. We only use the plastic ones, if we forget to bring them. And they're really, really good. We got some nice ones. I think they were like as seen on TV, but they have like some hooks that let them hook onto the side of the cart, so that you can keep it wide open, but the top is also kind of stretchy, so it stretches back closed, nice and small. They're really good. Our big problem, though, is we get into the store, we get all our stuff, and then, oh no, we forgot the bags. Quick, someone run out to the car. Thankfully, they're in the car and not left at the house. So, reusable shopping bags are great. I absolutely love them. And I don't have any personally that are me, but I do want to buy some and put them in the car. And I'm going to kind of do my research and pick a good one that lasts a long time, And backpacks count as reusable shopping bags too. So you could use a backpack for that purpose and not look like you're trying to save the planet if you don't want to do that. Also, the big thing with backpacks too is they go on your back, which really helps, especially if you're riding a bike. Or even just normal walking, your arms don't get as tired because your legs, for most people, can support a little more weight than their arms can. So it really helps center of gravity and whatnot, and that's cool. Hey, one watching, hello. So now on to recycling, and recycling comes because I was thinking about something back then. All right, the other night, a little story. And I watched a video series a while ago on recycling on YouTube that was really well done. I forget who did it, and I forget their main points, but I do remember they went around to a lot of places. They talked about benefits and stuff like that of recycling, but the story, first of all, is so several years ago, I didn't really have my own like personal laptop or computer or anything. It was mostly like I was using like my mom's laptop or something at the time, and but I got a laptop. We went and got a laptop from BYU Surplus. It was an old Dell. What's the name of that specific computer? Dang it, I forget what computer it was, but it's a computer. We got it for $15. This computer was originally meant for Windows 98, but BYU Surplus had updated it to Windows XP. Or maybe it was Windows 95, I forget, but it has the sticker on there that says that. And it was updated to Windows XP. We got one for me and we got one for my dad. For my dad, it was perfectly fine. Like these things, you can play some games on. Some very simplistic, like Microsoft Pinball works on there. Some simple games. There were some games that I had made that didn't run on there at all. Not a very powerful computer, okay? But like if you're trying to do a little bit of light web browsing, like you could watch YouTube, but it was going to be choppy. Even if you maxed out the computer specs inside, it would still be choppy. And this is plugged in over an Ethernet. No wireless on this. It had the little PCI slot. Anyways, so very basic computers. And last thing I'll say about these computers that's not recycling is one of them completely broke down, and that one we don't have anymore. I took it apart. But there's one we still have. It has 2 batteries inside of it. So for way back, think about getting like 4 hours of battery life back in 1980 or early 2000s. Pretty good and sweet. It's now in one of our closets, plugged in all the time, set up as like a battery backup so we could turn it on and plug a smartphone into its one USB port if we needed to. But the big thing is, when we got them and when both of them were still working and stuff, one of them had battery issues and we needed a new battery. So I started looking online, and when I was online looking for a new battery, I found a local place that actually had some batteries, surprisingly. And they were like $10 a piece or something. So not bad. When we went down there, like I read online that they do like recycling of electronics and stuff. And this was sometime around the time of Mothership picked my neighborhood, like a little bit after that. Because the DB camera was in question here. It was completely toasted, no longer working. And so I kind of mentioned, so you guys do recycling electronics and stuff? And it's like, and could you guys recycle this type of camera? And it's like, oh yeah, we could do that. It would cost about $20. And I didn't say anything out loud, but I'm thinking it's going to cost me money. I thought I got paid to recycle stuff. Ouch. But he went on to explain, and then that will, we'll just cover labor costs and stuff, let us be able to separate out all the individual materials and get it recycled. Which, now that I look back on it, it does make sense. Because there's metal and there's plastic and a lot of different parts in there that would have to be separated out and recycled. And I don't think they were talking about recycling in the form of, oh, this part right here is still good. How about we actually keep it and like sell it on eBay or something, or use it for a spare part. They were just talking, strip it down, separate all the individual pieces and recycle it, because you can't recycle plastic and metal together. But basically I was like, no, I'm just gonna throw it away. I didn't say it that way, but I was like, okay, thanks, And we threw it in our own garbage can. I took it apart first. Hey, watching, hi guys. So I took it apart first, and I put it inside of, like, I kept some pieces for uses, I don't know, building some project, maybe make a model spaceship for space show or something, I don't know. But, so now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. And I realized that, for the most part, recycling is easy. Like, we have a recycling can, paper and plastic. Has to be certain kinds of plastic, though. but they do have recycling labels on them. And I'm not positive, but I believe you can put any kind of plastic in there as long as it has the logo on it, even if it's a different type. Because like the recycle logo on plastic has a number, tells you what kind of plastic it is. But I think you can put any number in there. It doesn't matter. I'm not positive on that though, but that is a thing. And so it's pretty easy to do paper and plastic. We even have a bin for recycling glass, which we haven't taken that in yet. I don't know how to do that, but that one doesn't seem too difficult. And then metal is something that we've been recycling for quite a while, especially since we get paid for that, the place that we take it down to. So that one's like a no-brainer. That one's like, if you just have a bin or a little place it inside your house, and you collect all of your cans and stuff like that, soda cans, cans of beans and vegetables, stuff like that, other pieces of metal, and you take it in, and you get paid for it. If you take enough in at once, you're practically gonna cover the gas cost to get down there. So it's pretty sweet. I like it a lot. So recycling is pretty easy, but in the case of the camera, that's a case where if you want to go above and beyond, you have to pay a little bit, but it is keeping something out of the landfill. I'm not sure how much of a benefit that is, if their rates back then were overpriced or just right. You know, and also, I mean, if you think about it, that's something that doing a little bit of research online and stuff, you might be able to do yourself, especially since you're not worrying about keeping the device working because it's already broken. You could potentially open it up and separate out all of the different pieces till you had them in separate piles and put them in the proper places or send them to the right spots. Or, yeah, right disposal places. So, yeah, I don't know. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if that was a good rate back then, if they were one of the more expensive places. But it definitely is something that you have to be a little more willing to go out of your way to keep the planet a better place, which isn't bad at all. Now, however, yep, there's a dog here. I don't know if this is true or not. This comes from one of my coworkers who has said some things that sound kind of interesting and cool, but you also kind of question if they're actually facts or not, if they're actually true. But one of the things that this coworker has said is that, and I'm not, if you see this, he's probably not going to, but if you do see this, I'm not trying to be super mean to you, okay? There's just some things that I've questioned and would need a little more like proof or evidence on, you know, show me some internet articles or something. But one of the things he said is that recycled plastic bags are, I think he said something like 10 times worse than regular ones because they output more pollution to actually recycle them into new ones than it does to just make a new plastic bag. Now, I'm not sure that's true or not. I kind of question that one. However, I do see how it is slightly possible to do that. Because, what am I thinking of? Yeah. You have, I mean, the amount of work that it would take to remelt the bag, I can see somewhere in there in the process, it would make it, you know, put out more pollution. Excuse me. Gonna get a quick drink here from my bottle. So so I can see it might take a little more work to make them into a new plastic bag. But, okay, let me put my bottle away. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not positive about that one. No guarantees for me. I kind of want to Google it, you know, but not like spend a whole lot of time. Like, if I can do a quick Google search and spend, I don't know, 3, maybe 5 minutes. 2 people watching, hey. So I can spend maybe 3-5 minutes finding out if this is a legitimate thing that it puts more pollution to recycle plastic bags quickly. Sure. Yeah, then. But if it's going to take me a lot longer doing research, then no. I'm a lot less likely to, because I'm not super interested about that. But let's see, kind of wrap up here. But recycling overall is a very good thing. I like recycling. There's some duckies out there. Yeah, there's some duckies. So, I don't know. Oh, and a lot of the different kinds of things that can be recycled too is interesting. And even just renewable stuff like, I remember watching Nova a long time ago, and they talked about how the interior of this one car was made from like soybean and not plastic. So alternative methods like that too, because really recycling is just part of a bigger picture of save the planet, save our environment, do your part, help clean up around. Like once back when I worked at the call center, I was walking my way to the bus stop, and all of a sudden I see, piece of garbage. I'm going to pick it up and be nice and throw it away. Oh, another piece of garbage. Here's another one. And another one. Another candy wrapper. No, stop. I wasn't built to pick up trash. I only expected to pick up 1 or 2 candy wrappers. This has gotten out of hand. What I already have with me, I'll throw in the bus stop's garbage can. No more. And I've thought about actually having on my belt pouch like a small little trash receptacle place. And I might have a small pouch or a pocket somewhere on here added eventually for my own trash. But picking up other trash around is just gross and disgusting, and that's definitely a no for me. Anything else I want to say about recycling? I don't know. Oh, I guess I could say I've got this shirt. That's a recycle shirt. I don't know where it's from. I just picked it up at the thrift store. But it's got like a bicycle on there. Yeah, it's I think it's like 3 bicycles making up a recycle logo. So kind of a play on words, but cool too. I don't know. I'm not the best at recycling either. There are plenty of items where I forget that they can go in recycle because I'm not just thinking about it. But that is something that I do want to be a little more consciously minded about and get into the habit of doing, especially since we've got the can at our house. Makes it pretty nice and easy for plastic and paper. And I think I got plastic down for the most part, but the paper bit is the tricky bit for me. I'm always like throwing paper and receipts and other garbage cans in the house. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up here because I've kind of run out of things to say about recycling. If you guys have any interesting insights on recycling or other thoughts that you want to share about this, leave them down in the comments below. If you enjoyed my talk and my thoughts on recycling, leave a like. If you enjoyed this style, get subscribed. I do more Let's Talks.